This go on for years. We stopped it. We stopped it. And who can blame them if they get away with it? Who can blame them? That's why they became such monsters in terms of manufacturing, because of our politicians who were very stupid or corrupt, but who were very stupid people. They destroyed our country. I mean, they've destroyed the manufacturing base of our country. You look at shipbuilding, how few ships we build. You look at some countries like South Korea, their laws set up for them to build. Our laws set up for us not to build. But it's pretty scary. You know, during the Second World War, we were building a ship a day. Today, you can't build a ship in 4 years. It took us 10 years to build the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier, 10 years. And then they decided to be cute. They used, instead of hydraulic elevators, they used magnetized elevators. So if I have a glass of water, I pour it on this massive, that's the end of that. They'll send, again, to MIT. They'll send somebody, send a couple of scientists. The catapults were made electric instead of steam. And when I went to the ship, it was in big trouble because it was, listen to this, Louis, it was $10 billion over budget. And I wanted to go and see this ship that was costing so much money. And I landed with a helicopter on top of this massive, incredible ship in Newport News, being made in Newport News. And I said to the people, they all greeted me, and they said, "Sir, this is the admiral, and this is the general, and this is this or that." I said, "I don't want to meet those people. I want to meet the catapult people, the people that have done the catapulting." They call them catapulters. And so they said, "Really, sir? Wouldn't you rather see the admiral first?" "No, the ship is $10 billion over budget. I don't need the admiral. I want to find out what the hell happened," because the catapults weren't working. So for 50 years we used steam, more. And that beautiful scene, that steam goes off and that plane gets thrown the hell off, the power, beautiful. And it's cheap. So they bring these 5 guys over. One's named Joe. I said, "Joe, hi." "Yes, sir, I'm the chief catapulter. It's what I've done my whole life, sir." If you told him he could live in a penthouse in Trump Tower and have the life of Riley that I did have before I did this crap, you do understand. I had the greatest life of anybody, Wesley. They say, "What the hell did you do this for?" I got more indictments than Al Capone. If I flew my plane right over there, they'd indict me for flying over his property. It's unbelievable. But I said to Mario, "So let me ask you, Mario, you have a big problem with the electric category." "Yes, sir." I said, "Well, why?" "Because it doesn't work, sir. And when it breaks, you have to be a rocket scientist to fix it. It's so complicated. We'll never understand it, sir." I said, "Well, which is better, steam or electric?" "Steam, sir." I said, "Why did they design electric?" "Because it can keep going like this all day long, but it takes us 59 seconds to reload a plane. And when we reload the plane, the steam builds up, and it's all set, sir. It's perfect. It works so well. And we can fix it with a blowtorch if something happens. And if a wave hits it, it actually cools us down, sir. We love the waves hitting us. If a wave hits the electric, we're out of business, sir. We might, we'll die with this thing." I said, "It'll never work, will it?" "No, sir." They spent $900 million on extras, cost extras, to fix it. And it never really got fixed. Never really got fixed. And then Joe told me one other thing. He said, "Sir, check out the elevators. They're a disaster." "I don't work on elevators, sir, but speak to my counterpart. They have these massive elevators, bigger than this area, that lift up like 6 planes at one time. You're in an emergency. You can't do 1, 2. And they're magnetized. Magnets pull them up." Now, I don't know too much about that subject, but I'd rather have hydraulic. Hydraulic. Wouldn't you think so, Mario? You have hydraulic. I want hydraulic. You can have a tractor. You get a D10. They even have a D12 now, Caterpillar. And that thing can be hit by lightning. It can be hit by a blowtorch. It can be hit by anything. It's going to work. So I said, "Why didn't they use the hydraulic system, sir?" He goes, "They didn't use it, sir, because they don't know what the hell they're doing, sir." And they were having a huge problem with the elevators because when they're magnetized, it's very delicate. And when they break, nobody knows how to fix them. Can you imagine you're in a battle, Louis, and you need your planes up on the deck fast? and they say, well, the water's a little rough today. The elevators got hit by a couple of drops of water, and now they're out. That's where we are. So it's just one other thing. They built the aircraft carrier differently. They put the cabin, the tower, not in the middle. You know the way it's shaped this way, right? He would know exactly what I'm talking about. Steve, you would know too. It's shaped this way, right? And the hardest thing for a pilot to do, great pilots, the hardest thing to do is land a plane on an aircraft carrier. And some of the best pilots in the world can't do it because they're claustrophobic a little bit. You don't want to be a pilot, even if you're really good, if you're claustrophobic. Not if you're landing in the middle of the sea. And as big as that aircraft carrier is, when you're up there going at 1,000 miles an hour, looking for your aircraft carrier, and then you spot a little, like an ant in the ocean. It's big when you're next to it, but it's not big when you're up there. And you got to land that thing on a little tiny deck. As big as it looks, it's tiny. Those are the most talented people. So what they did is they built the aircraft carrier, and they decided to put the tower, you know, the tower where the admiral is and the captain, and they're all, you know, they're talking to all the other ships that are surrounding it, make it safe, beautiful scene.